Historical animal trials are a fascinating and somewhat bizarre aspect of legal history, particularly prevalent in Europe from the Middle Ages to the early modern period. These trials involved animals being prosecuted for various crimes, and they often followed legal procedures similar to those used for human defendants. Animal defendants appeared before both church and secular courts, and the offenses alleged against them ranged from murder to criminal damage. Human witnesses were often heard, and in ecclesiastical courts the animals were routinely provided with lawyers. If convicted, it was usual for an animal to be executed or exiled, while domestic animals like pigs, goats, asses, bulls, cows, dogs, horses, and sheep fell under the jurisdiction of civil and criminal courts and would have been summarily executed by hanging or burning after a guilty verdict. Ecclesiastical tribunals handled all vermin, from field mice, rats, and moles to bugs, beetles, eels, leeches, locusts, serpents, snails, termites, weevils, and worms. Despite being unlikely candidates for Catholicism, such creatures were punished with excommunication, not execution. This distinction is held because rodents and insects were not the subject of human control and could not be seized and imprisoned by the civil authorities. Hence, it became necessary to appeal to the intervention of the Church. For vermin trials, the procedure was often as follows. A town or district that found itself plagued by animals would launch an investigation. An advocate would be named to defend the pests should grounds for bringing them to trial be found sufficient. A summons would then be served by a court official who would read it in a loud and solemn voice at such places as the animals frequented. The animals would have 3 opportunities to appear in court and plead their case. If they lost, which they usually did, they would be asked to leave the district within a certain period of time. Inability to show up for sentencing and adhere to its resolution resulted in an unlikely punishment: excommunication. The lawyers who took part in these trials sometimes came up with novel arguments to defend these animals. The 16th century lawyer Bartholomew Chassenet was successful in stopping a trial against rats that ate a field of barley by claiming that his clients could not appear in court because they were afraid of the village's cats. Other lawyers pointed out that these creatures were created by God and had a role to play in the world, or that they needed to eat the food in order to survive. The most exhaustive tome on the topic, authored by E.P. Evans, is the chronological list of the prosecution of animals from the 9th to the 20th century, which details 196 cases from 14 countries. 1386. In Falaise, France, a sow was tried for killing a child. Before its execution, the beast was dressed in a waistcoat, gloves, pair of drawers, and a human mask on her head, and was chained up before it was hanged. This case exemplified the seriousness with which animal trials were conducted and highlighted the symbolic need for public retribution and maintaining social order. In 1394, the people of Mortagne, France, attended the execution of a local pig. The pig, which was female and apparently ownerless, had wandered into the local church, climbed onto a small altar or table, and guzzled down consecrated wafers set aside for the Holy Eucharist. The pig was promptly seized, put on trial, deemed to be guilty of blasphemy, and hanged. Pigs were the most frequent of animals to face human justice, but other creatures also got this treatment. In 1314, a bull cow was hanged after it escaped from its pen and attacked a passerby, fatal injuring him. In 1474, a court in Switzerland sentenced a rooster to be burned at the stake for the heinous and unnatural crime of laying an egg. What were the social reasons for punishing animals? Medieval literature is full of fables and stories where animals behave and act like humans would. We can also see in medieval manuscripts images of birds, dogs, rabbits, and other creatures wearing human clothes and taking part in human activities, including war. When one starts seeing animals as almost human, they can soon believe that they have similar levels of rationality and morality that people have. Therefore, the animal that attacks a child is seen as responsible for their actions and deserving of punishment. Christianity played a significant role in shaping medieval thought. The Bible, with its various references to animals, influenced how people perceived and treated animals. Many people believed that animals could be possessed by evil spirits or influenced by supernatural forces, making them capable of committing crimes. This belief was intertwined with the notion of divine justice and the need to maintain social order. Many superstitions and folklore surrounded animals, attributing them with supernatural powers or connections to the divine and the demonic. These beliefs often led to animals being feared or revered in ways that justified their inclusion in legal proceedings. These trials often served as moral lessons to the public, emphasizing the importance of justice, accountability, and the consequences of transgressions. The practice began to wane in the 18th century, influenced by the Enlightenment's rationalist perspectives and the development of modern legal systems. Advances in scientific understanding and changes in legal thought contributed to the decline, as society moved away from viewing animals as moral agents subject to human laws. Today, animal trials are regarded as a curious aspect of legal history, offering insights into medieval and early modern worldviews. Historical animal trials offer a fascinating glimpse into the interplay of law, religion, and culture in medieval and early modern Europe. These trials were more than just legal proceedings. They were deeply symbolic acts reflecting societal values, fears, and the human need for order and justice.